a function in the C language, it is highly dependent on the function here. Your C language, it is highly dependent on the functions. See, when you want to define a function, function is nothing but a sub-program which consists of one or more statement that perform a specific task when it is called. See, when you want to define a function, it is nothing but a sub-program. It consists of one or more statement that perform a specific task when it is called. So that is defined as a function, and this is the definition for your function. See, in C language, you have two different types of function. One is a library function and other one is a user-defined functions. See, this library functions, we can also call it as a built-in function. We can call another name for your library function is nothing but a built-in function, or we can call it as a library function. And you have another type which is nothing but a user-defined function. See, first we'll discuss about this library function or built-in function. See, this built-in function, we can call it as a predefined function. User cannot understand the working of that function, and we cannot able to change or modify the function. These function can be included in your C program by including the corresponding header file. Such function we can call it as a built-in function, or we can call it as a library functions. I repeat once again. See, the library function or built-in function, how we can define in the sense, it is nothing but a predefined function, and the user cannot able to understand the working of that predefined function, and the user cannot able to change or modify the predefined function. You can include the predefined function by including the corresponding header file. So the examples of predefined functions are, for example, I have given printf and scanf. In string, we have discussed about n number of functions. Can anyone tell me the built-in functions in a string? Can anyone tell me the built-in functions in string?
strlen.
strlen. Okay, so those are all called as a built-in functions. The user cannot modify those functions. We can use those functions in your coding, and you are not supposed to do any changes in those functions. See, such functions we can call it as a predefined, or we can call it as a library function, or we can call it as a built-in function. See, next type, which is nothing but a user-defined function. The user can write their own functions, and according to their views or according to their requirement, you can write your own functions. Such functions we can call it as an user-defined function. So if I want if I have any requirement, I can write my own functions, and if I want to change that requirement, I can do it. So such functions we can call it as an user-defined function. See, in C language, the main, it is nothing but a function. This function is also user-defined functions, because the user can change the requirement inside the main to perform a specific task. So that is why we are calling main is also an user-defined function in C programming. Are you clear? See, function in the sense, it is nothing but one or more statement. When you execute those statements, it will perform a specific task. So that we can call it as a function. We can categorize the functions into two different types. One is a library function and other one is a user-defined function. See, library function, user cannot change or modify the requirement. We can use those functions by including the header file. See, when you go to user-defined function, the user can write their requirements according to their views, and if there is any change in the requirement, that could also be done in that particular functions. So such functions we can call it as an user-defined function. When you want to say an example, every C program the beginning of your C program is your main function. See, main is a user-defined function. Inside that function, you can write your own statement to perform a specific task. So main is also called as your user-defined function. See, let me tell you why you use function in C programming. See, for example, you consider C is equal to A plus B. See, for example, I'm telling B is equal to A minus B and E is equal to A star B to A slash B. See, this is nothing but a one or more statement. See, for example, inside the main function, open and close bracket and open and close parenthesis. See, this is nothing but one statement, second statement, third statement, and fourth statement. A function is nothing but inside which you have one or more statement to perform a specific task. We can call it as a function. That is a basic definition for a function. See, why we need to use a function in the sense. See, for example, if I want to repeat one or more statement for a multiple number of times. See, for example, I have written the code. After 10 statements, if I want to repeat this statement like this, repeat the statement for a n number of times, you need not repeat it like this. Instead that you can put these statement in a separate functions, and whenever you want it, you can call it. So that is why we are using the function. Are you clear why we are using function? If we want to perform the task repeatedly. So if this task to be repeated for n number of times, by the case, you need not repeat the statement like this. Instead that you can put all these statement in a separate block like this. See, you can write it like this. See, I can make cal C. I can close here. I can write the function cal C. See, you can write a function like this. Whenever you want it, you can invoke it. So that is why we are using a concept called function. Are you clear? Whenever you want it, you can invoke it. See, why we are using the function in the sense, if you want to repeat the task for n number of times, you need not rewrite the block again and again. Instead that you can put those statement under a function and you can call it whenever you want it. So that is why we are using the function. See, and apart from that, when you use a function, larger program can be subdivided into smaller one. So once if you divide that larger program into smaller one, it is easy to debug and it is easy to find the errors, and it is also increases the readability. See, that is why we are using the function. Are you clear why we are using function?
Yes, ma'am.
See, function, mainly it is used to, where we can use the function. When you want to repeat the task for multiple times, by the case you can use the function. And apart from that, you can divide the larger program into smaller program. So that will help you to debug the program very easily and to correct the error and to find out the error and to correct the error very easily. And apart from that, it will also increases the readability. See, for this purpose, we are using the concept called function in C programming. Are you clear? Yes?
Yes.
Next one is declaration. See how you can declare a function in the sense, you should specify the return type. Return type in the sense, you should specify the Written data type you need to specify. Then you should have your function name, inside the parenthesis you can have argument, or we can call it as a parameter list we can call it. That should be terminated with semicolon. Are you clear? How you can declare the function in the sense, written type of your function have to be specified. Followed by that, you can have the function name. Within the bracket, you can have arguments, or we can call it as a parameter list. See, let me tell you what is the meaning of argument or a parameter list. See, this is the how you need to declare your function. See, return type, followed by that you can have your function name. See, naming your function, it is nothing but similar to how you are naming your variable. See, this we have discussed in our unit 1 itself, how to name the variable, and we have discussed about identifiers. Similar way you have to name your function, inside which you can have arguments or parameter list. So example is int, I'm making it as sum, inside which I can give the arguments. So I can declare it like this, int a comma int b. So this is an example. So how you can declare your function in the sense, return data type, followed by that here the function sum is nothing but a function which is of integer data type, inside which I'm having two arguments, which is nothing but arguments or parameters. It is nothing but a name you are enclosing within the parenthesis. We can call it as an argument or parameters. So here a is a variable and you have another variable b. See, if any variable, if you are placing it inside the parenthesis, we can call it as an argument. If you have more than one argument, those argument you need to separate it by using the comma operator like this. Are you clear? See, if single argument, you can keep it like this. Any variable, if it is placed within inside the parenthesis, we can call it as an argument. If you have more than one argument, you can separate the arguments by using a comma operator. Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes. See, a function name in the sense, by following the naming variable, you name your function name. See, normally, how you can have your function in your C programming in this sense, to include a function in your C programming, you need to follow 3 steps. First step, it is a declaration. Second is function call. Third one is function definition. It is a declaration part. Second one, it is nothing but a function call. And third one, which is nothing but a function definition. See, we might have seen how to declare the function. Normally, how we can declare the function, this is the syntax. By using this, you can declare your function. And next one is function call. See, for example, I'm write one function to explain you. Inside a main, I'm writing a, I'm calling a function add. For example, See, for including a function in your C programming, you need to declare a function. The function declaration should be global, which means outside your main function. So if this function is going to return something, the return data type to be specified. See, for example, you can make it as int add. See, if there is a parameter, you can pass it or else you leave it. So here I'm making it as an empty thing, or else you can have, you are passing two different values like this. You can declare it by, see, in function declaration, the function should be terminated with semicolon. See, next one is function call. See, function call in the sense, whenever a compiler execute the function, when a semicolon is followed by the function name, the compiler will do in the sense, here, this main we can call it as a calling function, and add we can call it as a called function. So here main we can call it as a calling function. This main we can call it as a calling function, which means it is going to call the function add. When this particular function is being executed, what it will do in the sense, it is going to yes.
Ma'am, your voice is lagging a lot.
I couldn't get you.
Ma'am, your voice is lagging, ma'am.
Lagging. See, I can find
Ma'am, your
now.
voice is lagging, ma'am.
Now it is okay. Hello.
Ma'am, yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Any others can please reply. Is my voice, it is okay or it's lagging?
Ma'am, it's lagging a
okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, it is lagging a bit.
Now. Yeah, I have connected with college Wi-Fi. Now it is okay? Or
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
whenever in a C language, if you want to include a function, you should follow 3 steps. First one is declaration. Second one is function call. Third one is definition. So a declaration, you can specify the data type, followed by that you can have the function name. If you have an argument in the sense, the variable which you are going to use in your program, that you can specify within the parenthesis. So that we can call it as an argument. The function function declaration, you should terminate it with semicolon. So function declaration, you have to declare it globally like this. How I have declared here, it has been declared globally like this. See, followed by that, you can have your main function. So inside the main function, see this main function, I can call it as a calling functions because it is going to call the function add. So here I have called the function add. So this is nothing but a function call. Normally, how this function will get executed in the sense, as I said, the entry point of your C program starts with main. So it will start executing from here. When this function call is identified, it stops executing the main function and the control will be transferred from your, this function I can call it as a calling function. This function I can call it as a calling function. See, initially the very first statement when you execute your C program, it starts with main function. So the execution starts over here. When the function add is when the compiler interprets this particular line, see, this is nothing but a function call. When a function call is identified, your calling function, it gets stopped executed at this point and the control will be transferred from your calling function to a called function. So this function I can call it as an called function. So from here, the control will be given over here. So what it will do in the sense, it started to execute the statement which is given over here. After executing this statement, you can find a return keyword. See, once the return keyword is identified, it stops executing the called function and the control will be moved to your calling function. So this is how your function will get executed. So that here the main function, we can call it as a calling function because it is going to call the function add. So this is nothing but a function call. This function call will tells us the compiler what type of function it is. That is, what is the function name, how many arguments it is going to pass it. So this will verify it with your function declaration part. So here you are passing 2 arguments. You have to specify those 2 arguments here, and this will be checked. Once the function call is identified, the calling function stop executing and the control will be transferred from calling function to the called function. Once it completes its task, again the control will be given to your calling function. See, and that is a use of your function call. And again in function call is also, it has to be terminated with semicolon. See, next part is function definition, or we can call it as a function prototype. So here what that function definition will do in the sense, it will execute whatever the statement you have given. See, for example, I make it as printf within double quotes. If I'm giving it as a hello, this particular statement will get executed. After executing this, the control will be again given to your calling function. See, if I'm having the statement like this, hi. See, this will get executed. See, this is the way your control will be transferred. In case of function definition, you can have the body of your loop or body of your program. Here you can define your statement. Here you can have 1 or more statement. So this we can call it as a function definition. Are you clear how to write a function?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. See, to write a function in C programming, you should declare your function, then you should call your function, then you should define your function. Whereas in case of declaration and function call, the function should terminated with semicolon. Whereas in case of function definition, see, this is the place you are defining your function. See, here you can have 1 or more statement. This we can call it as a subprogram. See, while defining the function, you are not supposed to use semicolon. So this function, I can call it as a called function. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So here you can find the arguments. In the function call, you can find the arguments A and B. So these arguments, we can call it as an actual argument. See, the argument which is placed in your calling function, we can call it as a formal argument. The argument which you are placed in your called function, such argument we can call it as a formal arguments. See, here you can see argument, it is nothing but a variable. See, that argument we can categorize into 2 different types. One is an actual argument and other one is nothing but a formal actual argument, and other one is nothing but a formal argument. See, the argument which is placed in your calling function, see, such argument you can call it as an actual argument. The argument which is placed in your called function, such argument we can call it as a formal argument. And both this calling argument and called argument, you should have a separate variable, but it should be of same data type. Are you clear? Argument in the sense it is a variable. When you are giving it within the parenthesis, you can call this as an argument. The argument which you are placed in your calling function, you can call it as a actual argument. The argument which you are placing it in a called function, such argument you can call it as a formal argument. The formal and actual argument which is with the different variable name, but it should be of same data type. Are you clear? Int x, int y. Both are same data type. Both has to be in the same data type. So here you can declare it like this. Both should be of same data type, but different variable name you need to follow. Are you clear? What is an actual argument and what is a formal argument?
Yes, ma'am.
See, next one is, while discussing about the scope of the variable, we discussed about local variable and global variable. Can you tell me what is a local variable? What is local variable?
The variable which is defined inside the function and its
Yes.
scope is within the function.
Yes, what he says is exactly correct. So if I'm declaring a variable C, see, this variable can be used only within this main function alone. See, if I'm trying to use the function C is equal to X plus Y, it results in error because this is a local variable. Any variable, if you are declaring it within that variables, we can call it as a local variable, and the scope of this variable is only within this main function alone. So if you want to use the same variable in more than one function, by the case you can declare the variable outside the main like this. If you declare it like this variable, you can use it inside the main function also. I can use it, and I can also use it in the other function also. It is permitted. So this way of declaring a variable, I can call it as a global variable declaration. Global means it is accessible by all the functions which you have defined. Are you clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And one more thing I would like to tell you, whenever if you are declaring any function after the main, whenever if you are defining, so this is nothing but function definition. If any function is defined after your main, you have to declare your function. Are you clear what I'm telling? When you need to declare a function in the sense, whenever if you are writing your function, user defined function after the main, by the case you have to declare the function before the main globally like this. Whenever if you are defining the function, same way if you define the function like this, int x comma int y, this is function definition. See, if you are declaring a function like this, you need not have this declaration part. Are you clear? If you are defining any function, see, after the main, if you define any function, by the case you have to include this declaration part. Are you clear?
Yes,
Yes. See, you can avoid this declaration when you define the function before the main. If you write the add to the main, you need not include this declaration part. Are you clear? Yes.
Yes.
And if your function is not going to return anything, by the case, you can make use of a keyword called void. If your function is not going to return anything, by the case, you can make use of a return type called void. Are you clear? Void means it doesn't return anything. Next is return. Return statement, you are using it inside the function. What the return statement will do in the sense, it will return the value from your called function to the calling function. So here consider if this particular function, it is going to return any value. So here I can write it like this. Return C I can give it. So this is nothing but if any called function, if it wants to return any value to the calling function, see by the case you should make use of a keyword called return. Are you clear? What is the use of return here? It is returning a value from called function to the calling function. See, that is the use of a keyword called return. See, there are different ways you can use your return. Either you can write a return C, which means it is returning a value. After adding two values, it is returning a value C. Or else you can give it like an expression like this, A plus B. This is also permitted. And if you have more than one return statement in your program, it is also permitted. For every call, it will return only one value from called function to the calling function. Are you clear? See, you can have the return statement like this. Either you can return the value like this, or else you can have the expression like this. This is also permitted. And you can also return. If I'm give return 1, it is returning a value 1. If nothing is to return from your end, you can make use of a value called 0. See, if the called function is not going to return any value from the called function to calling function, by the case you can make use of the value return 0. And the other thing is, if you have more than one return statement, see for example, if you have if A greater than B, I'm making it as return A, else return B. So you can have more than one return statement in a program, even though you have more than one return statement. So per call, it will return how many values? Per call, it will return how many values?
One value.
Only one value it will be returned from the called function to the calling function. See, and apart from that, you can also pass the address. Return. If I give ampersand A, here I am passing the address of the variable A. And you can pass the value like this. Return star A. Star in the sense it is a pointer variable. If you don't understand these two concepts, don't get confused. Here it is returning the address of the variable. Here it is returning the value of the variable. That is the difference. And apart from that, you can give it like this. Return strlen of A. I can give it. See what it will do in the sense, first it will execute this built-in function and it will have some value. So that value will be returned from the called function to the calling function. Are you clear? These are all the different ways you can make use of the keyword return. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, now we can write the function in 4 different ways. Let me explain you one by one. And you know what is it? This is the basic intro here, how to write a function. To write a function, you should declare your function, then you should call your function, then you should define your function. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
Right, ma'am.
And what is the formal argument and what is an actual argument? What is a formal argument and what is an actual argument?
Actual argument is when we are declaring the function globally.
Actual argument in the sense the variable inside the calling function. So here A and B, it is nothing but the actual argument. Formal argument in the sense, the argument which is placed inside your called function. Here X and Y, we can call it as a formal argument. Do you understand the difference between formal and actual argument?
Yes.
See the argument in your calling function. See here main is a calling function. See the argument which is placed in your calling function. Here it is A and B. These arguments I can call it as a an
Actual arguments.
actual argument. See the argument which is placed inside your called function. So this argument I can call it as an
Formal argument.
formal argument. So now we are going to discuss 4 different ways we are going to write the function. So the first way, it is nothing but a function without arguments and written values. So first type is function without arguments and written values. Next one is function without arguments and written values. With written values. So first type is function without argument and without written types. So you can write it like this if you find difference. Without written type. And next type is function without argument and with written values. And third type is function with argument without written values. And last type is function with argument and with written values. See, 4 ways you can write your function. So these are all 4 different ways. First one is function without argument and without written values. If the function is not going to return any values, what is a data type you can use it? What data type you can use it here? Hello? If the function is not going to return
Void.
anything, you can make use of a
Void.
void. First type we are going to discuss is function without argument and without written values. See how you can write the function. Now tell me. First you should declare your function. See, I am writing a function for addition of 2 numbers. See, for adding 2 numbers, what is the procedure? For adding 2 numbers, tell me the algorithm. Step 1. Tell me the algorithm for adding 2 numbers. Hello?
Start.
Start the program. Next.
Declare the variable.
Read the numbers. Then
Add the numbers.
add the numbers. Then print the result. then stop the program. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the thing. I'm going to place it. I have to define one function. So in that function, it is not going to pass any value from the calling function to the called function. I'm going to get the input, adding the values, and I'm simply going to print the result. Okay. See, first thing, what I have to do, I need to declare a
Function.
So function, it is without argument and without return values. So the function return type is void. I can make it. The function name, I can make it as add. So whether any argument I'm going to pass it, from the title you can tell me, without argument.
No, ma'am.
So it is
No.
to be empty. It should be terminated with
Semicolon.
semicolon. Then you can write your main function. Function, what I have to do? What I have to do?
Call the function.
Function call should be there. So I'm calling the function add. So no argument I'm going to pass it. So I can keep this parenthesis as an empty. So return 0. Now you can understand what is the use of return 0 in int main. So here I can make it as a function definition. Here you can define your function. So it is an empty. So function definition, whether here semicolon to be placed.
No, ma'am.
So enter, open bracket. So for adding two numbers, int a is equal to, or you can get it from the user, int a comma b comma, or you can make it as num1 comma num2 comma, and I can make it as sum. So by using scanf, I'm reading the variables. Percentage d, double quotes comma, ampersand num1 comma ampersand num2. Then tell me, yeah, addition of two numbers program, tell me.
Sum is equal to num1 plus num2.
Sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Then
Print sum.
printf sum is, this is for readability, I'm using it. You can print the sum value. Whether this function is going to return anything. So here it is specified without argument and without return type. So it is not going to return anything. So you can make it as return 0, or else you can leave it empty. So initially, while how to write a function in the sense, function can be written it like this. Before writing a function, you should declare the function. See, then you should have the function call. Then you should define the function. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
Right, ma'am.
So here, this is the function declaration. And this is nothing but function call. And this is nothing but function definition. Are you clear? Are you clear or not? See, your first type is function without argument and without return values. So here it is without return values. So you can make it as void. So without argument, here you need not going to pass any argument from this calling function to this called function. So you make the argument list as an empty like this. So next, inside the main, you can invoke the function add. So this is nothing but a function call. So control will be transferred to this function definition. So here you can define your function. What is a thing you are going to do it. So this is nothing but one or more statements from a specific task. When you execute it, so it is asking for 2 values. So I'm giving, so you can find the result. Sum is 9. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So next type is, so your first type, how you can write the function in the sense, function without argument and with without written values. So this is the way you can write it. And your next thing is, for the same program, we can try for function without argument and with written values. We are writing. So with written values here. So without arguments, if that is the case, how you can define your function? How you can declare the function without arguments? Without argument.
Same way.
Same way, the argument list should be empty. So here this should be empty, but here it is with written values. So what type of data here we are printing? What type of data I am printing here?
Integer.
So the written type you need to specify here. Tell me.
Integer.
Integer. So written value in the sense, your function add is not going to print the value. Instead that it is returning the result to the calling function. So what is the result?
Sum.
So you are returning the value sum from this called function to your calling function. So how I have declared the function, which is of data type int. So you replace this with int. See, now the function declaration part and function definition part, it is over. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
See, and your function call, the calling function has to get the value from the called function. Am I right or wrong? So the sum value you are returning to your main function, that has to be captured by your calling function. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So you can make it as printf double quotes percentage e double quotes comma. See whatever the value. So I'm making it as a C here. So I can declare a variable like this, int C.
Let me show you an example. This is a small JavaScript project I did. On the top, you see the code. On the bottom, you see what a website would show to the visitor. This is how it works. You type in a color name and the box outside of it immediately turns into that color. Let's imagine I did an error in my code. I forgot to type a dot. You can see the box immediately turns into that standard color, which is gray, and does no longer change the color. Now, this is an easy to identify bug. Keep in mind that most bugs are much more subtle and not that easy to find. And often you have limited information on
Equal to add. When the control comes here, it won't execute this 13th statement. Instead that from the control 12, from the statement 12, the control will be given to 16th statement. Are you clear? See, once the compiler is executing this particular statement, the control will be moved from statement 12 to statement 16. See, in statement 16, it is getting the values. To get the values, you need to have two variables, which is num1 and num2, and after that you are doing an addition operation and you are returning the result from the called function to the calling function. So here main we can call it as a calling function because you can find the function call here. See, any function, if you have the function call, such function we can call it as a calling function. So this function add we can call it as a called function. Here you are returning the value. So the result of this value will be stored in the variable C and that will get printed here. Either you can write it like this or else you can write it like this. Anything, it is fine. Anything, it is correct. Are you clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
See, the value of added value will be returned from called function. See, the added value, it is written from called function to the calling function. Either way, you can do it. It's up to you. So, for your understanding, I'm writing it like this. So, it will be a better understanding purpose. So, when you execute, again, it will ask for 2 input from the user and again you can find sum is 7. Whether I have printed the result here? Whether I have printed the result here?
No, ma'am.
Instead that what I have did? Instead that what I have did? What I have did here?
Printed the function using calling function.
No, what I have did here in this called function, what I have did?
Return sum.
I simply return the sum from called function to the calling function. So 7 will be passed here and that will be stored in the variable C. When I print the variable C, the result of this particular function will get printed. That is the meaning. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is an example program for this type. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So we have discussed 4 ways you can write it. Out of that, we have discussed about 2 different ways. One is function without argument and without return value. Next type is function without argument and with return value we have discussed. Any doubt? Any doubt with this, you can ask me. Please tell me. No doubt?
No doubt, ma'am.
No doubt. I can proceed with another type, right? Say, and your third type is function with argument and without return values. Now tell me, without return type, if it is without return type, how I can make it? How I can make it?
Remove return sum.
Not return sum here. Start from the declaration. First start with declaration, then go for definition, then come for function call. How I can write? Without return values,
Void.
you should have a data type as void. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, with arguments in the sense, you have to pass the argument from this calling function to the called function. By the case, you should specify what type of argument you are going to pass from calling function to the called function. See, for calculating the sum, what are all the inputs we are considering? What are all the inputs we are considering for calculating the sum?
Number 1, number 2 sum.
Num1 and num2, that is for getting an input, we are using only number 1 and number 2. See, that is an input variable. Am I right or wrong?
Right, ma'am.
So the input variable here is number 1 and number 2. What type of data it is?
Integer.
What type of integer? You can specify it like this. int. You need, if you want to have the variable, you can have it, or else you need not worry about that. You can give what type of variable or what type of argument it is. That alone you can specify. That is fine. And your next step is to write your main function. So here with arguments, in the sense, you need to get your argument in the calling function, and you need to pass the argument to the called function. So here no need to have a written statement. So you get an input. So int num1 comma num2. You are not going to print the result here. Even so, you can give that addition part to the called function. So by using scanf, you can get the input from the user. So double quotes, %d, comma, ampersand, num1, comma, ampersand, num2. After this, you need to pass a value. So you can add. See, in this, you are passing how many arguments? How many arguments you are passing?
2.
2 arguments. What are all those arguments? What are all those variables? Arguments in the sense, variable, you are placing it inside the parenthesis. If it is 2, you have to separate it by using a comma operator. What is an argument you are going to pass it? What is a variable, man?
Int.
Integer is not a variable, it is a data type. What is a variable?
Num1 and num2.
Num1, comma, num2. You are passing these 2 variables from the calling function to the called function. Okay. So now you can define your function. So which is of void. Here you have specified int. See, this num1 and num2, it is an actual argument. This is nothing but an actual argument. You need to define it in your called function, whether both the variables to be same. Whether both the variables to be same.
Not necessary.
You should not use same variable. So instead, those formal and global argument, it should be different like this. So here you can, the num1 value, it is passed to A, and the num2 value, it is passed to B here. And you can declare in one more variable for calculating the sum. C is equal to A plus B. And whether you are returning any result?
No, ma'am.
So you can print the value directly here. See, what happens here is you are getting 2 input from the user, and those inputs, this is nothing but a variable. This variable, when it is in the function call, we can call it as an argument. If it is more than one argument, it has to be separated by using the comma operator. So num1 and num2, you are passing this, we can call it as an actual argument. And A and B, we can call it as a formal argument. So A and B, we can call it as a formal arguments. Formal and low actual argument, it should be different. You need not use num1. Instead that it has to be some other variable to be used. So num1 value will be passed to A, num2 value will be passed to B. If you have a one more variable like this, is it correct? Is it correct? We have one more argument like this. Is this correct?
No, ma'am.
No, the number of actual and formal argument, it should be same. If not, it will result in error. Are you clear? If it is a single argument you are passing, you should declare a single variable for getting that value. So the num1 value will be passed to A, num2 value will be passed to B, and you declare another variable C for adding these two values, and that value will get printed here. So when you execute it, you can find. So if I'm getting two inputs, those two input, it is passed to A and B, and those value will get added, and you are printing the result here. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
See, that's all about function with argument and without return values. This is in one way. Last type is function with argument and with return values. Your last way, how you can define your function in the sense, function like this, function with argument and with return values, you can write it. So as it indicates with arguments and with return values, so how I can replace it? First
Replace
declaration part.
integer.
Void with int, because it is going to return which is of integer data type. Then you can have your function name. Then you can have your arguments, because we are getting two input from the users, those input which is of integer data type. So you can declare it like this. Okay. So then you are getting two input from the user by using the scanf statement, and you are, what you are doing?
Calling function.
What you are doing, and you are passing those input to the called function like this. Function definition, change it, which is of integer data type. Whether we are going to print the result here,
No, ma'am.
we are going to return the value from called function to the calling function. So the return can be of any type. So you need not have this C here. Instead that you can write it as A plus B. It can be an expression, whatever it may be. Okay. So this is returning a value to this particular function. How I can write it? Int C, I can give it. Write it as int sum. This variable will get the value from the called function to the calling function. After getting the value, what we can do it? Printf, double quotes, sorry, sum is %d, double quotes, comma, sum. So after getting this value, I need to print it. I can do it like this. So this is nothing but function with arguments. So here you can find two arguments, and here you can find the return values. When you execute it, you can find. It will be asking for two input from the user, and it is printing sum is 7. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
See, these are all the different ways you can write your functions. Any doubt you can ask me now regarding the functions? See, this is the basic thing, and we have discussed about how to write the functions. 4 different ways we can able to write the function.
No, ma'am.
In all the cases, we have declared the functions because we have defined the function only after the main. Are you clear? See, we can exclude the declaration part when you are defining the function above the main. So you can, let me write one example, and it could be easy for you. See, for example, I'm making it as void message. I'm not going to do anything, simply printf I'm making it as welcome. Whenever, if you are writing, that is, if you are defining, this is nothing but function definition. If you are defining any function before the main, you can exclude that. Which part? Exclude? Anna, tell me, we can
Declaration part.
exclude declaration part. Here I can give printf, double quotes, C programming. So initially what happened, the control starts with main. Once the line number 14 is encountered or 14 is identified, the control will be given from calling function to the called function. So here it will print the message welcome. Then again control will be comes to here after executing, after termination of this particular subprogram. Again the control will be given here. What is the thing I have given? I'm simply printed C programming. So check it. Do you find? Yes. Did I declare the function here?
No, ma'am.
So again the same code. If I'm running it like this, it will result in error. You can check it. See what it is. Oh, this compiler it is accepting, but a warning has been raised. The implicit declaration of function message, conflicting type message, you can find it. It is a warning. Let me try with this. So you can find the warning message. Without warning, if you want to execute it, you have to declare the function like this. Are you clear? So see the difference. Without warning, it is executing. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
See, whenever if you are defining, this is nothing but function definition. Whenever if you are defining a function after the main, you should include this declaration part. You can omit this declaration part when you define your function above the main. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is some basic introduction about the function. You can write this is a task which is given for you. Write a factorial program. Write a factorial program. Write a C program to find the factorial of n numbers. Using function, try with all 4 types. See, this is a task which is given for everyone. Do it. Is I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
See, task which is given for you is to find the factorial of n numbers. First write the algorithm like this. See, first write an algorithm like this. Then you have to write the program by using 4 different ways. There are 4 different ways. By following 4 different ways, you have to write it. See, one is function without argument and without return values. Second type is function without argument and with return values. And third type is function with argument and without return values. And last type is function with argument and with return values. Write a function. First step in writing a function is what is the first step in writing a function?
Declare function.
Function, then
Function call.
you should have a function call, then
Definition of the function.
usually how you need to write in the sense you can declare the function, then you define the function, then you can have the call in any function. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Follow that and write the factorial program. See, and the instruction is for common class. Be here sharply at 9:05. Okay. Don't expect me to tell for each class. See, so far we have discussed only the basic things, but when from this concept onwards, it is a very essential. When you are moving to any programming language, you can have this function concept, and you also have the remaining concept what we are going to discuss it. So it is a mandatory. So be attentive and join the class sharply at a given time. Okay. Six, register number 6.
Present, ma'am.
The next time if it happens, won't give attendance. Okay.
Okay.
Register number 30.
Yes, ma'am.
$32. Register number 32. 34.
Yes, ma'am.
35. 6. Register number 46. Absent. 51. Present. 53.
Present, ma'am.
57. 57. Absent.
Ma'am, he's present.
Ma'am, he's in the chat.
Yeah, I found it. 59.
Ma'am, 50 and absent.
58 absent, I know that. 63. Maybe he is also absent. 69. Present. 145. And 154.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Sandeep, when I ask you to call me, that is on Friday, right?
Madam, there's no internet connection, ma'am, rightly.
See now, can we have test today evening at 4 o'clock?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, 4 o'clock, you should call me. You should call me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
See, when I'm taking it, I can find only 69 people inside the room. When I'm taking the attendance and people are joining and giving your attendance, right? See, you are not, I'm not going to affect anyway. If you are missing the class, I'm not going to lose anything. The loser is only you. Okay. So the absentees are 63, 58, 46, 35, 32.
Ma'am, 46 is present, ma'am.
Where is he or she? I didn't. Who's 46?
Me, Yash.
Just now you joined, I hope so.
No, ma'am, I was there. Actually, I had.
And when I'm calling your number, I couldn't find you. See, again, I'm telling you, I'm not going to lose anything if I'm missing the class. It's up to you whether to attend or disconnect. You can decide. Okay. I can find 64 people. After completing my attendance, I can find only 63 people now. I don't know what you people are doing. Okay. See, now tell me an algorithm for factorial. Algorithm for factorial.
Read the numbers.
Read the number.
Read the number. Next. Tell me. Here, tell me the algorithm for factorial, man.
For I is equal to 1.
For I is equal to 1.
And I is smaller or equal to n.
And your way I'm writing. I less than or equal to n. And tell me.
Plus plus.
I plus plus 3.2. Tell me. Tell me, Kana, fact is equal to
Fact star I.
Star I. If the condition fails, what happen? Automatically, you can go for step 4, print fact. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Print fact. Then you can stop the program. Yes, is it fine? Is it fine or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Try with all the things. With writing by using first without argument and without written values. No need to write the function. Instead that you can write a function fact, get the value, have the for loop there itself, calculate the fact and print the result there itself. In the main method, you can have only a function called fact. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone completed? You can share your screen and tell me. I'm stop presenting now.
Ma'am,
What type you are going to, you have completed and you can do it and share your screen. Let me call the student randomly. You have to share your screen and you should tell me. And one more thing I would like to bring to you, you need not wait for my approval to proceed with your e-lab. So till function up to this, whatever the program you can do it, you can do it. If any test case issues, you can keep it. We will discuss during the class hours. You need not wait for my instruction. Sharon. Yes, Charan. You can see your screen. Click the online debugger compiler. What happened, Charan? Are you there? Charan? He disconnected. 22 has left the meeting.
Ma'am, I'm there.